Hello and welcome to this video training session where we will look at what's called profile customization within the BEHCA app. So to begin, let's review how the BEHCA app works when you log in to track data and to utilize the app. So first, for those that are new, this is where you can select what profile we will be tracking data for. In this case, Skyler is the individual who we will track. So BEHCA, B-E-H-C-A, Behavior, Environment, Health, Comparative Analysis. That's what BEHCA stands for, and that is at the core of the information we want to gather when we observe an individual who's requiring support. So we have not only drop-down lists, which you can pick, for different behavior types. We also have similar lists under environmental factors. You'll notice here schedule changes. There's also a range of health items we could track. Here's another list. So when I refer to profile customization, it is curating what these lists represent and what can be selected to track. So for example, I might be in a care home supporting Skyler, and I'm noticing, oh, you know what? Skyler's pacing again. And I could even say, you know what? It's been going on for 15 minutes. And you hit the plus sign. This is the same way it will work on the mobile app. I, of course, can't really screen share from my phone the same way, but similar process. You log in, beginning with behavior. You could also jump to environmental items, such as, oh, there was a new support provider in the home today. What's more, just as a review, any behaviors we could track. I could add something along the lines of new staff member, and you could list their name. That way we could see not only what could be a trigger, right, but the details around the person, place that it's occurring. Just as a review, we also could, beyond these lists, add just general notes. I could say perhaps, at Michael, I could notify him, and I could say, I'm seeing Skyler visibly upset. Can I get support? So selecting from these lists would be a way that we can very easily track observations. Now, what's the point of doing that? So within BEHCA, what we're going to look at, if we track data, here's the end result. So we're going to automatically compile, this was from about a 2-3 week period, we're going to automatically chart frequency and duration of what we're going to call more generally warning behaviors, right? And then these kind of more undesirable, maybe crisis moments. We are going to give a full toolkit for anybody who is more of a behavior professional to dive in and start to make sense of what is influencing this behavior and try to support more effectively. Right? I could turn off medications, and we could see the timing of how that would all work. Here would be some of these positive goal items, something we really at BEHCA like to make sure we highlight. Often individuals are referred to by their crisis moments, right? We want to spotlight what's happening well and when there is good self-regulation occurring. We also have these comparisons between warning signs and how effectively we intervened. So that is what the end result looks like if we track with these lists. Just for completeness, I'll show any free-form commentary that we write down will also be noted here in a really easy to print report. Okay, so that is all background to say these cheat sheets, these quick pick lists, something that staff can utilize in the field under profile and profile customization is where we're going to curate these items. So profile customization will see these lists. So we can edit any one of these items, and I could simply add new goal. Easy as that. type something in, hit enter, and you can hit save and continue. I can sort items in this list. I could even transfer from one list to another. This might be a case where as you're trying to fine-tune what's in this list, maybe I entered something in here incorrectly in the wrong column. This goal really should be a goal, not a warning behavior. I can transfer that back over. Of course, you could edit something that's already been typed in. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. I can delete items. That is a really important item I want to bring up. The fact that we can delete these lists. Part of the magic behind the scenes, so to speak, with BEHCA is any data that's tracked is going to persist and be utilized for that analysis data set. That might be a fancy way to simply explain you can delete everything in these lists and add new items on a daily basis, and none of the data will be lost. That's really critically important. Okay, so it's as easy as we might have a new, let's say, new support for Skyler. Great. I want to add that to the list, and I might put that right at the top. This is kind of a tip that I like to educate people on. If I have a support team, having this list of what they're authorized to use or what the goal or ideal support is based on what we're seeing from Skyler, this is staff's immediate, no need to think about it, plan that they can implement. So you'll see I put new support for Skyler, and if I go back to track, that will show up on the top of the list. So we'll see here, I can pick this just by hitting the plus sign. Oh, you know what? She's pacing, and we added whatever that new support strategy was, or I should say we implemented it. So what else can we do? So these lists can and should be curated for every individual in care and could be updated on a daily or weekly basis. Notice we also have these lists for those environmental factors. This, strong smells is already on here. There's a range of items that are going to be very specific for every individual, but as a starting point, when you first create a profile, we have a lot of these items on there as kind of a primer for, staff to understand what environmental factors to begin paying attention to, but certainly make these lists detailed for every individual in care. That covers the topic of profile customization and how that works within the BEHCA app. We would love to hear any feedback you have from this mini training. As always, you can contact us at hello, that's HELLO, hello@BEHCA.com. Thank you so much.